Hello yogis, and welcome to day one of my 21-day Yin Yoga challenge. I am so happy that you have chosen to join me on this journey. I'm really looking forward to guiding you through the next 21 days. If you have just found this video and you have absolutely no idea what any of this is about, you can click the link below to join. So once you join the challenge, you will receive an email each day with a link to that day's class. You'll also receive a link to join the private online community Facebook group where we'll be moving through this journey together. In addition, I've made a basics of Yin Yoga video, and that's going to explain to you all of the fundamentals of Yin Yoga. And I want to really encourage you, if you haven't already, to at least watch that video, the basics of Yin Yoga. Because when you understand what the practice is all about and the fundamental values and principles behind it, you're going to glean so much more value from the next 21 days worth of classes. Okay guys, so that's enough of an introduction. So let's get started with today's practice. So you can take part in today's practice with props if you have them nearby and handy. If you don't have any yoga props, don't worry. One thing you will need today is a blanket. So you can go and grab a blanket, pause the video. And if you do have a couple of cushions on the sofa or on your bed, go grab them, they might come in handy too. Okay guys, so coming into a kneeling position. Now, if kneeling is not right for you, if it's not right for your knees or your hips or your ankles, you can just lay flat onto the floor in just a traditional Savasana pose. So just laying back with your arms just slightly out to the sides and just closing the eyes. So we're always going to take just a minute or two to allow ourselves to arrive within the practice. So once the eyes are closed, let your spine be nice and long, but not in a tense way, so just tall. Let your crown reach up towards the ceiling if you're slumped over. Let your shoulders relax, soften them down away from the ears, and just place your hands to rest onto the thighs. Let your hands and fingers soften. So if you can, breathing in and out through the nose, softening the muscles in the face, so across the forehead and around the eyes. Softening the jaw, the tongue and the throat. Let your breath become relaxed, so there's no tension held around the breath. And start to become very aware of the feeling of your own body. Starting to feel all of the different parts of your body. Soften a little more any unneeded, unwanted tension from the body. We're going to take a couple of deeper breaths now. So I'm going to ask you to breathe in through your nose all the way up to the very, very top. Hold at the top for a moment. And out through the nose all the way down to the end. Nice and slow and steady. Don't stop till you get to the end. One more slow, steady, deep breath in all the way up to the top. Holding at the top for a moment. And out through the nose all the way down to the very end. So relax back to normal breathing. And by normal, I just mean relaxed. So Don't force your breath in any way. Check in with that feeling of your own body once more. And now we're going to take this body awareness, breath awareness, and we're going to transition into a posture. So just opening the eyes, maybe keeping the gaze low. Don't let your mind wander away. Stay aware of your own body. So coming into a seated position, bringing the legs around in front of you. And then take the feet in. So as you step your feet in, you want a gap between your sitting bones and your heels, just over a foot gap. Let your knees fall to the sides, soles of the feet rest together. So if this gets too strong as time goes by for the hips or the knees, place cushions or blocks underneath for support. So sitting up nice and tall, let the crown reach up towards the ceiling. Lean forwards and then let your spine round. So you're going to relax into the posture now. So let your upper body relax, neck relax. You'll find your head dropping forwards more and more as time goes by. And let your arms find a position where they get to really let go. So that might be just relaxed out onto the floor in front of you or up onto the feet. But these yin postures are passive. So just as long as there's no pulling in or forcing, we're just giving ourselves over to this posture. So if you find as you relax the weight of your head forward, it gets too much for neck or shoulders, you can use stacked cushions, a bolster, or even blocks in front of you, or a combination of those things to create a ledge for the head to rest into. And remember that with yin, we're always looking for that perfect edge, not too little, not too much, nothing sharp or painful. At the same time, we don't want to over support and take away the sensation. So try to find that middle ground. So you can always take rest from these postures. You do not have to stay the full time if it starts to get too strong, too much. And you can always adjust and alter with the options I'm giving you at any point. So just simply closing your eyes. Feel the feeling of your own body. So feel the presence of all of the different parts of your body. Let yourself feel into muscles, into tissue, so going deeper into the body. Let yourself get really curious. And as you do that, you may sense gripping, tension, holding within the body. So each time that you feel yourself breathe out, invite or allow your body to just let go just a little bit. So there's this breathing out and letting go just a little bit. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go.
If your mind wanders away, just gently coax your attention back to the body, back to this practice of breathing out and letting go, and breathing out and letting go. And this very gradual surrender to the posture. Throughout all of our yin practice, at the core of it, we will hold this practice of finding little ways to let go as we breathe out. Yin is all about softening, yielding, and allowing. And what I want to teach you over this next 21 days is how much strength comes from that. Last few breaths here, could you soften just a little more? So walking the hands back in, and you can keep your gaze low so you don't kind of wander around the room, keeping your knees or bringing your knees to center. You can rest back onto your hands, and you can just drop your knees from side to side just a few times just to release any stiffness that builds up. The stiffness is just that deep tissue that we're reaching, taking a little bit longer to spring back. So let's come into our next pose, puppy pose. So this is a beautiful stretch for the upper body. This is where you might want your blanket. If you're on carpeted floor, you'll probably be fine. But if you're on a hard surface, you might want to just fold up a blanket to go underneath the knees. Just do it in your own way. Okay guys, so you want your knees to be roughly hip distance apart, and you're going to just come onto all fours to start with, and from here we'll come down to forearms, and you can start to relax, let your back arch as mine is here, so we're not holding ourselves out of this, we're letting the chest drop towards the floor, the sitting bones might lift up a little bit towards the ceiling. From here we can take head down to the floor, and the arms can stretch out in front of us, and you'll start to feel a stretch through the shoulders and through the chest. So you can try to keep your hips directly above your knees, and then as you breathe out and relax, it's like the middle of your body gets heavy and starts to give itself towards the floor. So the chest starts to lower towards the floor, and the spine starts to arch more and more. You can take a hand down to either elbow for a slightly more gentle version. And if this is feeling too strong, you can use a block or a cushion underneath your chest for support. So with the eyes closed, we just let ourselves feel the feeling of the body again. It's not unusual to avoid the body or to be disconnected from it, so let yourself first connect with it once more. Start to spot where you might be holding. Allow that body, coax that body into softness just a little bit more with each breath. So breathing out, letting go. Every single time we breathe out, we find just a little gentle, subtle way to let go in the body. And what's really nice is that we can also now start to let go of the mind. So the mind softens as we breathe. That might mean that a particular thought or subject just falls away. We just start to let go mentally. Letting our thoughts fall away from us as we breathe out. None of this is forceful. It's just a letting go, just letting stuff fall away from you. So if this gets too strong at any point, you could take a more restful stance just by sitting back onto the heels and just maybe taking the knees a little wider, resting in child's pose. Always okay to take rests if the pose gets too strong. Breathing out, softening a little more and a little more, physically, mentally. So last few breaths here. Anything that's ready to fall away from you, let it fall away. Effort in the body, tension in the body, mental effort, thoughts. So sitting back onto your heels and just take your arms behind you. And just let your arms flop down towards the floor for a moment. You could bring your knees together and just let your spine round. If your head doesn't quite reach the floor, make some fists or have a block under the head. Okay, so slowly winding back up, sitting to the side, taking your legs around, and we'll just end with a couple of minutes on each side in a twist. Okay guys, so you're going to take your arms out at 90 degrees. Draw your knees in towards your chest and allow your knees, control this though, but allow your knees to come down to the right hand side. If it feels all good, let them come all the way down to rest into the floor. If it feels too strong, just place a block or a cushion underneath the knees so they don't have to go so far. So you are going to just look over your left shoulder. You might be able to lean into your arms and just draw your left shoulder down a little bit more. Let your thighs and hips relax. Let your legs relax into whatever support they have underneath them, whether that's floor or props. Give your shoulders back to the floor beneath you. As you relax into this, let the tissues all the way along the spine let go into the twist. So it will become more clear as we move through our daily practices together, but what we're doing here is the opposite of what we do during the day. For the sake of finding balance and rest and restoration, even clarity. We're allowing ourselves to just let some stuff fall away, let the mental and physical effort and doing fall away as we breathe. So close your eyes once more, feel the feeling of the body. And just allow those muscles to let go just a little bit, tiny little bit each time you breathe out. Breathing out, letting stuff fall away. When you get into a nice little rhythm of feeling your body soften, let that kind of seep into your mind and allow your mind to start to drop some of its activity as you breathe out. Last few breaths here, softening just a little bit more. There's no rush, there's no hurry, there's no forcing. There's just a falling away that happens as you breathe out. Drawing your knees back into center. Taking your knees down to the other side. So we're going to take the knees back in towards the chest and down to the left hand side. Maybe we take our prop with us. It might feel different on this side, so you might need a different version. More or less support. If you draw your knees up closer towards your chest, it tends to feel a little bit stronger. If you push your knees away, it tends to be a little bit more gentle. So find your perfect version, the one that suits you. Let that right shoulder drop into the floor and give the weight of the body to gravity, to the floor. Breathing out, letting go. Just find little ways to let go each time you breathe out, mentally or physically. Breathing out, letting go. If a train of thought starts up, you can follow it if you want, or you can just let it fall away. So letting go mentally more often. Last few breaths here. Could you let just a little bit more tension fall away from the body? The longer we're here, the more we let go, the more effectively we stretch into the deep tissue of the body. So draw those knees back into center, hug the knees in towards the chest, maybe rock the knees from side to side a few times. And you're going to sit to the side, come up into a seated position and just close your eyes for a moment. Today's affirmation is I let my body relax and my heart soften. I am open to my experience without fighting with it. I let my body relax, my heart soften. I am open to my experience without fighting with it. I let my body relax, my heart soften. I am open to my experience without fighting with it. I want you to say that to yourself as many times as you can today and just see what happens. It's in your email if you need it, and you can write it on a post-it note and stick it somewhere if that helps you. I let my body relax and my heart soften. I am open to my experience without fighting with it. Bring your palms together. Lower your head to your fingertips. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Okay, yogis, thank you for joining me. We have a lot more to discover and do together over the next 21 days. Remember, there are plenty of full-length yin practices on the channel if you want a little bit more than these bite-sized practices we're doing together each morning. If you enjoyed that video, hit the like button. Let me know how it started for you, how it felt in the comments or in our Facebook group. And if you would like to keep up to date with everything I'm doing on this channel, hit the subscribe button and the little bell.